So what I've done is taken a piece of MDF, drawn a straight line down it with a straight edge, drilled 2 6mm holes there, and these are 6mm drills that are pushed through to give locators, and then there's another hole there on the centre line, and the idea is I can put that into the truss rod groove, and then use this hole to sight the centre line of the guitar, and as it is at the moment, it's actually spot on. But it does seem to be leaning forward a bit, so that's something we have to fix, and no doubt in doing that we'll knock it off, but at least I'll to check it again. So that's where we're at. What we're going to do is adjust the inside of this to meet that and give it the right angles, because that's what controls the sides of that. So we're going to move the camera now. Okay, the first thing I'm going to be doing is I need to create a bit of relief along here, because when we start to shape this, we'll like to see the corners in. Also, there's a slight curve to the body itself that we need to work around. So I'm going to do that with a chisel. You can see what side you're doing. Knock them out of the way, I'm not hitting them. Back and do that the other side. Do it on the other side for a bit. That's it. The carbon rods are kind of in the way a bit. I'm not taking much out. Carbon's quite hard. Probably knocking the camera here with the okay. the I didn't sand this much, and the binding is a bit high. See how that sits on there now. So it's sitting on the edge of the binding. I don't know if you see there, and it was raised up, so that might have been part of the problem. It's also should be on the back there, so we need to knock that down. Pencil, right? So that's going there like that. So it needs to be probably about there. And then we'll put you over there. Just too much. Come here. Just put you down. There. Okay. What I'm going to do is go. Wrong way around. My vice is in the wrong place for this, but okay. So now you can see it's just a bit lined up. It's only just sitting on the back of that. That needs to be tapered off a little bit more, so some more to come off that yet. But it won't upset what we're doing. We're down there, so now what are we doing in terms of alignment? Okay, now we seem to be the neck's a bit this way, so we won't do anything else to the body there now. But what we'll do is take it off on the neck. But I think I've had enough for today. So I've spent a lot of time kind of working this out, and I think we'll leave that for today now, and pick up it on tomorrow or the day after. Right, this needs a bit of explanation. I've spent most of the week trying to work out the angle of the neck, the inclination angle of the neck that way. I think I pointed out that it's actually leaning forward a bit when you put that on there. There's a small gap under here. Okay, so we did some testing. The reason for the testing is the angle of this controls the string height. Now, I was having all sorts of problems trying to work out what it should be. So in the end, what I did was, so that is as near as I can get it, the height of the nut, and this will be the height of the bridge and saddle, and approximate the right place. So what I then did was get a bit of string and stretch it over the top of there and measure it here. And then it took me about 2 days to remember how to do trigonometry. Now what I found was, comparing it with another guitar I've got, on another acoustic guitar I've got, the height there is about of the string over the body is 9.5 millimeters, and we've got here 14.6 millimeters. So we're about 5 millimeters too high. And if I put the fretboard on, it's quite low here, and it comes up and up and up and up and up and up here. So we want that parallel, really. So I've got to drop the string height in the middle there about 5 millimeters. So from my calculations I worked out that we need to move the neck back 0.83 degrees. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to measure that, but at least I've got a way to measure when it's right. So I'm going to try and explain how we do that, what I'm going to do to adjust this, and then set up to actually do it. And I've not got the Allen key. So we need to take the neck off. I think I'm going to be taking this off and on a few times to get this right. Right, now to adjust the neck, what we need to do is reduce the height here a bit, and it'll allow the neck to go back. And here are a number of bits of offcuts of paper, sandpaper, that I offcut making some of the sanding blocks up. Now, the way we're going to do this, I'm going to have to clamp this somehow, but for now I'll just kind of explain. What we don't want to do is sand this, we want to keep that as it is. So what we're going to do is put that under there, like that, keep the pressure on that and go. And what we'll do with that is gradually lower the height of it, but I'm also going to need to do it down the sides here as well. So now, if you remember earlier on, we looked at the alignment vertically and it was pretty good, so I need to do this even on each side. So and this will gradually get it to fit the body better, because obviously where the body's different than it will put more pressure on. Ideally I would have some way to grip the body and do this, but I think I'm going to be putting in and out of clamps all the time, and I feel like it's going to damage it. But so we're going to try and do it like this. And we're only, remember, talking about .8 of a degree. So I think this is going to come up quite quickly. Now I'm looking for a quick check on this. Put that over there and hold it back there. I should have done this with the everything on it. Let's try that. Why is it with an acoustic guitar, every time you drop anything near as it goes inside? There. 13, so that's taking it down about 1 millimetre, 1.5 millimetres, something like that. So we've got a bit more to go. It's obviously working, so I'm going to use some slightly finer paper than I was using, because that was being a bit rough on the edges. Let's see if that works better. Now, hopefully, I don't know if you can see there how this is there's still a gap there, but we're getting much closer to the body. So I want these gaps to close up. And same there, that gap is now closed up at the back. We've still got one at the side there, so I think I need to take more off at the back at the moment. Feels like finding them, which will both close them gaps up and help with the angle. Can you hear the rain outside? It's actually throwing it down. Okay, that's starting to close up quite nicely now. It's similar on the other side. It's not there perfectly yet, but we're not far off. but it's still the angle I'm worrying about, so let's take some more off that side because I think we've got a bit of a curve under that still. Now, one thing that's not making it easy is I've still got a gap here where that channel was cut off an angle and I needed to correct it. So that's another thing we've got to fix, and I think I might look at fixing that next. But I'm just wondering if we're getting that nearer to... Can't tell if it's closed up any really from that. Right, I think because it's causing me a difficulty with holding this in position, I'm going to look at fixing this problem here. I can never find what I'm looking for. So that is 20 and a half, 20, 19.8. And that is 22 and a half, 21 and 20. So it's a case of filling that edge where I messed it up. And what I've got here is a bit of mahogany that might well do that. But we are looking at what at the front? 21 and a half as opposed to 22 and a half. So I think it's more like 20, but yeah, it's 22 and a half. So I think we need about 1.5 mil in there. What's that? That's 5. Okay. What I've got is that stuck on down on there. And I just need to plane it down a bit, so hopefully this will do it. Ah! Well, didn't stick well enough. We're going to try that again. Let's put glue on the other side this time. Try again. Mel. Right. Yep. Let's tear that off the back of it. The bubble wrap is to try and protect the body, because every time I kind of put it on the bench I'm putting marks on it and they're all going to be sanded out. So you're going to go in there like that, so we're going to put plenty of glue on you. I've left a little extra on this, then I can get it into the exact size I need it for a nice tight fit. And I'll do that. Okay. You on there like that. And put you on there like that, and put that in there as a wedge. Okay. Chisel. Just going to take that excess glue off. It's definitely not where I want it. Okay, we'll leave that there now. And let that set, and I'll come back to that later. This is glued on now. I need to knock off this excess on here. I'm just going to take most of it off with a chisel. There we go. Just going to go. That, and then you take that off there. Worry about catching the body with this. Right. Now this probably won't fit anymore, but we can see where it. I think I'm going to look at that with a chisel and just. That shouldn't be far off now. Yeah. Okay, you see I've filled that gap. There's very little movement there now, so I can. There's a bit of movement back there, but I wanted that, so we can start to. It should be easier now for me to. Sand this down. So back to what we were doing, and I can see now it's staying in place, so it was moving on me all the time before. Now for want of a name, people generally call this flossing. What I'm trying to do now is just take half of it down, or part of it down at the back here, because obviously if I just take it down there it's catching here, and we'll gradually work the neck backwards. So, 'cause do it. Okay, we're just checking this again. Still about 12 millimeters, and I need to come down to 9.5, so we've kind of come down about halfway so far. So I will have to do a lot more of this. Right, we're nearly here with this. I've not filmed all the sanding because it took quite a while, and it's not very interesting, but I just checked it on just about 10 mil, and I want to be about 9.6, so like it, and we'll just check it one last time and check the alignment the other way. That's 9.5 or 10 or something very close to that, so it's about where I'm trying to be. So let's just have a look with the straight edge how it's looking there, because we expect that. Yeah, that's a lot closer than it was. It won't ever be quite correct straight there because of the nature of the joint, but as long as it's nearly there, because we've only got that little overlap with the fretboard. Now the other thing I need to check is the alignment there, and we've gone that way a bit. Keep finding this. Taking too much off one side each time somehow. A bit more off that side. Yeah, that side. Okay, I don't know if you can see there, but it's now, the line on here is lining up with the joints on the guitar, which is what I'm after. I put that hole there to align up, and I don't know if you can see with the light, you can just about see the line goes through. It'd be better with a bit of acrylic or something, but I didn't have any, so it's all I've got to do. So I think that's about it for this, and it's what we do to get the neck aligned specifically. You always have to do this, or it's also what you have to do if you're doing a neck set on a guitar that you were repairing. So you know, if a guitar over the age, you know, the strings can bring the neck forward, and one thing that can be done on an old guitar to restore it is to do what's called a neck reset, and that involves the same sort of thing. You've got to take the neck off and then adjust this heel here and adjust the joint around there until you can get the neck far enough back again.